Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about balance and what the systems that's involved in the balance, and I'm also going to give you 3 different levels of exercises that you can do, and I'm also going to show you how you can identify which level you are at, and you can do this exercise safely at home with someone, with a caregiver or your family member together with you. Welcome to Basically Physio. My name is Suresh. I'm a physiotherapist. A quick disclaimer is that none of this replaces medical professional advice, and I do this in my personal capacity. I do not represent anyone. So there's going to be 2 parts similarly to the previous video. That I'm going to start off with the video with a little bit of an explanation of the balance system, and I'm going to go a little bit more in-depth compared to my previous video. And the second part is I'm going to show you 3 different categories that you can self-identify yourself to be at, and from these 3 different categories I'm going to give you 3 different sets of exercises that you can do from a very easy point of view to a challenging perspective of balance exercises. So in my previous video I explained that balance is made up of your visual, your vestibular and also your somatosensory system. A quick explanation is that visual is your eyes, your ability to see where you are in the environment, and vestibular is basically the organs inside your inner ear. They help you to see what is upright and what is not upright. And when this system is affected, most of the time you will present with a lot of giddiness and not being able to be upright because you do not know what is upright. And next is your somatosensory, which is mainly made up of your sensation and proprioception. Sensation is your ability to feel the things around you using your hands, your leg and your different body parts. And proprioception is actually how you feel your body parts in relative to the space around you. So for example, when you close your eyes and you put your hand up like this, even with your eyes closed, you will be able to know where your hand is in relative to the environment around you. So this is basically how you can determine your sensation and proprioception. Now on top of that, there are different systems to balance as well. So one important system is your cognition and your attention. Most of the time after a stroke, your cognition or your attention span can be reduced or can be affected significantly, and this actually puts you in a very dangerous situation because your balance can be affected when you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and when things change in the environment quickly, you may not be able to adapt to this. So this also affects your balance. On top of that, there's this thing called the limits of stability. And limits of stability basically means how safe your body is within the base of support that your body is currently at. So if you're standing, your base of support will be much more smaller compared to as when you're sitting. So when you're standing, there are 3 different strategies that you can do normally to actually prevent a fall. So these 3 strategies are your ankle strategy, your hip strategy and your stepping strategy. So a quick explanation is that for your ankle strategy, if you can feel yourself when you're standing up and you're going to lose balance, the first thing that happens most of the time is when the movement is small, it's going to be counter movements in your ankle. You're going to use your ankle to actually keep yourself upright. Now what if the force that is disturbing you is much more stronger? Then that's where your hip muscles come into picture, and this strategy is the one that uses your hip muscles to maintain your body upright. Now let's say an even bigger disruptive force comes and puts you off balance, and if this is going to lead you to a fall, the next thing that you'll do is usually you'll take a step. So these are the 3 strategies that actually help you to keep yourself in a more balanced state, especially in a more upright position. Most of the time, one of these 3 or even all 3 of it will be affected after a stroke because of your severe weakness and also the ability for you to be more upright and keeping in a safe upright manner. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the concept of challenging your balance. If you want to improve your balance, most of the time you have to do a challenging exercise that puts you off balance. So this is where the concept of safety also comes in, because most of the time if you're doing this exercise alone, especially from the start, you will not be able to challenge yourself to a point that you are going to fall over because it is too dangerous for you. So the next thing that I want to mainly address in this video is that I need you to do these exercises with someone beside you, either a caregiver or family member, just for your safety. Okay, so if you're not confident to do these exercises, you can start off with the very low level tier 1 or level 1 exercises that I'm going to show shortly, and then progress to level 2 and level 3 only when you have someone beside you and when you're feeling a little bit more confident to the exercises. So in this video I'm going to categorize you into 3 different categories. So category 1 or level 1, it is going to be the level where you are a little bit more on a beginner side. You are not able to do a lot of things in a more safer manner. Level 2 is going to be like a moderate level, and then level 3 is for people who are able to do much more activities in much more safely and also in a standing manner. So what is level 1, 2, 3? If you are able to sit upright for 30 seconds to 1 minute only and you're not able to move beyond this 1 minute mark, then you belong to level 1. You're going to focus on level 1 exercises in the timeline below. Next, for level 2, if you're able to stand for about 30 seconds to 1 minute with a support, that means you're holding onto support, you are going to belong to level 2, and you can skip along to exercise in level 2 in the timeline below. And next, if you're in the level 3, you are able to stand up for about 3 to 4 minutes with or without support, and you also can take a few steps with assistance or without walking it. Then you are belonging in level 3, and you can skip along the timeline to follow level 3 exercises. So if you belong in level 3, that's good, you are in a state where you are much more stronger. But if you are in level 1, that does not mean that you are not good at all. What it just means is that you need to work on level 1 foundations and then slowly progress to level 2 when you hit the criteria to be in level 2, and then progress to level 3. So don't be discouraged if you're in level 1 or level 2. You can slowly get better, but you just want to do these exercises in a safe manner and build your foundations properly before going to the next level. If you find this video useful, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and consider subscribing to my weekly newsletter, Rehab Recovery. Okay, now starting off with level 1 exercises, we're going to go 4 simple seated exercises. Okay, first exercise is kind of like a warm-up. We're just going to do a gentle weight shift like this to the left and right. So you want to sit on a chair supported, and you want to sit slightly forward, not all the way back onto the chair. So the first thing that you're going to do is, in an upright manner, we're just going to go sideways gently and come back slowly, and go to the other side, the opposite direction, slowly, and come back up. So we're going to do this for each direction. We're going to do 30 repetitions, and we're going to do it slowly. Okay, you do not need to go beyond where you're comfortable with. This is just a warm-up exercise to get your trunk to move sideways and get yourself to feel the weight going through your weaker side especially. So you're just going to do it gently and slowly, left and right. Each direction you want to do 30 repetitions. The next exercise we're going to do at level 1 is seated reaching. Okay, so we're going to use a stronger hand, and we're going to go into 3 directions. First is we're going to go forward, touching an imaginary object at the front. Just going to go forward like this, and after that we're going to go sideways, also touching an imaginary object on the side. Okay, we're going to go sideways like this, and the third direction is diagonally across. Okay, diagonally across, you're going to reach this way, and you're going to come back. So using a strong hand, reach and come back. So as you can see, for all of these directions that you're going, you want to go to a point where you're not tipping over, meaning you're reaching too far ahead that you're going to fall over. You don't need to go all the way until there, at least for the start. Okay, if you're going to do this for a few weeks at a time and you feel that you're a bit more stronger, then you can challenge yourself, but always make sure that you have a caregiver beside you when you're doing this pushing of this exercise. Okay, so we're just going to go forward, and we don't need to go way forward such that you fall down, like I mentioned. Okay, so just gently go forward and come back. Okay, so for each of this direction we're going to do 20 repetitions. One more thing to take note is that going in the direction is going to be a bit more easier than coming back to the center, because coming back to center is where you really need to activate your muscles to pull back your trunk, which at this stage might be a little bit weak. So you want to do it slowly even when going forward, and slowly when coming back especially. So 20 in each of these directions. The next exercise is actually just a simple trunk rotation. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to put your hand like this if you can. If not, it's okay. Just your stronger hand over across in the other shoulder. And you're just going to turn, and we're going to try to look behind the shoulder. Okay, and turn this way, and we're going to look behind the shoulder. So we're just going to go gently and turn. Okay, behind the shoulder, and we're also going to turn behind the shoulder. I'm showing you very mild movements. But if you have the ability to do a little bit more turning to the back, then go ahead and do it. Okay, this is just getting your body to turn side to side, and also turning it and twisting it to the back. Another way that you can do this exercise is you can actually put your hand out like this and just turn this way, and also turn this way. If you can turn more, that's good for you. But you actually just have to see how much you can tolerate. And also, when you're doing this, you have to be mindful of the weakness in your hand. If your hand is able to hold yourself up like this, then that's very good. But if not, you can actually come closer to your body and also turn and do like this. Okay, so for each of this direction, I'm going to do 20 times on the left and also on the right. The next exercise and the final one for level 1 is actually just a simple sit to stand. But for this, I just want you to hold on to support when you're doing, and I want you to do it slowly. Okay, so for example, let's say this is the stronger side, or this is where I'm going to have my support. You can also have a support in front of you like this and holding like this. But because of the angle, I'm not able to show you. I'm just going to show you this way. Okay, what's going to happen is you're just going to stand up. Okay, and sit down slowly. Okay, if you've been following my channel, you'll be very familiar with this exercise, sit to stand. It's a very useful compound exercise that targets your lower limb as well as your trunk. Okay, you're going to go up this way and slowly sit down. For this sit to stand, I want you to do about 10 repetitions for 3 sets. So try all these exercises when you are at level 1, and you can do it once a day, but if you feel that you have a little bit more power and strength to do it for longer periods of time, you can even do it twice a day. So at level 2 exercises, when you are able to stand only between 30 seconds to a minute and you're not able to stand longer, what I want you to start off with is always put a chair behind you, because all these exercises that I'm going to do will be standing, and it's going to be difficult for you to maintain standing for long periods of time. So you will need regular rest breaks. So always have a chair behind you, and also have a chair for support that you can hold on to, or a table or a wall, and also getting someone to stand beside you just for added safety and support. So the first thing that we're going to level 2 is that you're going to hold on to a support structure like this, and we're just going to do weight shifting, okay? We're just going to do weight shifting like this gently. Do not go beyond your base of support that you're going to tip over and fall. Okay, just gently go like this, okay? We're going to do for 10 times on this side and 10 times on the other side. It's just a warm-up, a very gentle and relaxing exercise. Okay, once you've done 10, go ahead and sit back down and rest for 1 to 2 minutes. So after you've rested for 1 to 2 minutes, what's going to happen is, from a seated position, imagine I'm sitting now, we're going to stand up and hold on to a support structure like this. What we're going to do is just going to go into a mini squat. Okay, mini squat like this, and we're going to do 5 mini squats. Okay, we're going to do 5 mini squats like this. We don't need to sit all the way down, just 5. After your 5th mini squat, sit back down and rest for a minute or 2, and I want you to repeat this for a total of 4 sets. Okay, so imagine your first set is done, now your second set is up, you're holding onto support, you're going to go mini squats for 5 times. Slowly, okay, do it slowly. After your 5th repetition, sit down and rest for 1 to 2 minutes. Total, we're going to do between 4 to 5 sets, okay? 4 sets first. If you can tolerate and do more, do up to 5 sets. So after you have rested for 1 to 2 minutes, your third exercise in level 2, what you're going to do is you're going to get from seated to standing like this. And in the standing position, keep your feet shoulder width apart, and your hand, at the start you can hold on to it, then just let go and hold it between 5 to 10 seconds with a soft knees, just standing like this and balancing yourself. Okay, so 5 to 10 seconds, just soft knees and balancing yourself like this. And after that, hold on to the support structure and sit down. Okay, sit down for 1 to 2 minutes. Once you have rested for 1 to 2 minutes, you're going to get into standing again and put your hand down. You're going to stand between 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, after your 10 seconds, hold on to a support structure and sit back down. So we are going to do this for a total of 8 repetitions. Okay, by this stage you might be a bit tired, so it's okay to go slow, and if you're not able to do all these exercises up to the recommended repetitions, do lesser, that's fine, just be safe. Okay, so for the final exercise in level 2, what's going to happen is your weaker hand and your stronger hand is going to hold on to a support structure in standing position. Your weaker hand is just going to reach forward and back. Okay, just going to go forward and back. Okay, by this stage you might be quite tired already, especially at level 2. You might be quite tired reaching forward and back. Okay, so we're just going to do 5 repetitions forward and back. Okay, and then we're going to sit back down and rest for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, if your weaker hand is not able to go further ahead, that's fine. Okay, just leaning forward and backwards is also okay. So we're going to do a total of 3 sets for this, and we are also at the tail end of our 4th exercise already, so it's going to be very tiring. So just do 3 sets of 5 repetitions of reaching forward and backward with your hand hold here. Okay, so just going forward and backwards for 5 times, and you're going to do 3 sets for this. In between, rest for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so when you are level 3, you are able to stand for between 3 to 4 minutes, and you're also going to be able to walk with assistance or support, right? So exercises here is just going to be 3 exercises. So the first exercise is actually getting into a single leg stance, with your weaker leg being the one that is going to be standing, and stronger leg, the leg is going to go up, and you're going to hold on to a support structure. In this position, just make sure that your weaker leg, your knee is not locked. Okay, so it's not locked and standing like this. You want to keep a soft knee and keep your stronger leg bent. Hold it for about 30 seconds, okay, while holding on to support, and come back down. Okay, so weaker leg, you're going to take a stance on the weaker leg and keep the knee bent. 30 seconds you're going to hold, and we're going to come back down, and total we're going to repeat this for about 8 to 10 sets. Okay, so 8 to 10 repetitions, sorry. So keep your knee bent, bend your stronger leg like this, hold it for about 30 seconds and relax. We're going to do between 8 to 10 repetitions at level 3. The next exercise for level 3 is actually just stepping backwards, and in this stepping backwards I want you to let go of the support. So just no support, but at the start make sure that you have someone holding onto you, and at the start if you need support, hold on to it. But this exercise is going to be more challenging for you, so you're just going to go step backwards like this. Okay, and we're going to go alternate and step backwards. Okay, so a few things to take note is the bigger step you take, the more unsteady you will become. So for a start, just do small steps backwards, okay, and do it slowly. Most of the time when your balance is a bit weak, you tend to do things fast, so do it slowly with a small step back and forward. Okay, back and forward. You want to do 20 times on each of this leg. So this leg 20 times backwards, followed by this leg 20 times backwards. If need to, hold on to a support structure, but if not, then just challenge yourself 20 times on each leg. The last exercise that we're going to do is actually box stepping for level 3. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to hold on to a support structure. So starting off in this manner, you're going to go forward, you're going to go sideways, you're going to go backwards, and you will end up at where you started. Okay, so forward, sideways, backwards, and sideways, back to where you started. So for this exercise, for a start, you hold on to a support structure, but if you are able to do better and you're able to do a bit more stronger, do it without the support structure. Forward, sideways, backwards, and back to where you started. So either of this, I want you to do a total of 10 boxes. Okay, so one box is like this: forward, sideways, backwards, and back to where you start. This is one box. I want you to do a total of 10 boxes for this level 3 exercise. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching these 2 lower limb recovery videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.